Most actors have the one audition they'll remember as changing the course of their career. For Eliza Scanlen, it'll be the screen test, where she felt comfortable enough around Amy Adams to get up in her personal space. That chutzpah led to Scanlen, 19, being cast opposite the Oscar-winning actress in Sharp Objects, HBO's 8-episode TV adaptation of Gillian Flynn's novel, the author of Gone Girl, which will air on Foxtel's Showcase in Australia. It seemed too good to be true for the young Australian star, whose previous credit is a handful of episodes on Home and Away. I was doing my final year of high school, and I had sort of made the decision that I was going to focus on my grades, and I was going to put acting to the side for a while, Scanlen told The Fix during a recent press day in Sydney. And then I got Home and Away, so I tried to juggle that with school. It seemed to work fine. We completed our exams and there was a gap in between where I could start auditioning for a bit again. I sent through a tape for Sharp Objects, and it seemed like such an interesting show, but I didn't really think anything of it, because when great projects come in like that you hope that maybe you'll get a chance, but you sort of know that nothing will happen. That was just me being pessimistic. Next thing she knew, Scanlen was being flown over to the US to audition with director Jane Mark-Valet and Adams herself. Amy Adams as Camille in Sharp Objects, HBO. It was in that fateful screen test that Scanlen was able to temporarily forget about Adams' star power. I think there was a point where I walked through the door. I knew Jane, Mark and Amy were on the other side, but I think part of me was disbelieving and skeptical, and not really able to process what was about to happen, she recalled. So once I walked in I was a bit in shock, I guess. But that kind of passed straight away, and I remembered why I was there. I was there to act, I was there to do the scene. It was like any other audition. And Amy was incredible and open, and I think that's what enabled me to do what everyone's saying, to get up in her space. If it was anyone else I don't think that would have been possible. She was really open to the process. Especially with acting, it's working with one another, and I think it's because of Amy being Amy. She's so talented, she's amazing at what she does, and I think that really elevated my performance in the end. Patricia Clarkson, Amy Adams and Eliza Scanlen at the La premiere of Sharp Objects, Jetty. In Sharp Objects, Adams plays Camille Preaker, a crime reporter who returns to her hometown to investigate the murders of two young girls. Once back in Wind Gap, Missouri, Camille comes face to face with her socialite mother adorer, Patricia Clarkson, which forces her to confront her own personal demons. Scanlen plays Anna, the 15-year-old rebellious half-sister of Camille. In the novel, Emma is 13, but she was aged up for the series. I think the costumes and the hair, because my hair's long in the show, that did a lot of the work externally. Scanlen said of getting back into the mindset of a teenage girl, even though she's not that much older in real life. I do remember vividly, and I do still feel the same. I'm quite young, this feeling of you're on the brink of womanhood, of adulthood, you're leaving behind a part of you, I guess, she continued of finding the character. For Emma, she has this desire to explore more of her sexuality and her womanhood, and what it means for her to be feminine. But she also has a mother from a different generation that doesn't really condone that way, that kind of female expression. So there's a deep frustration within Emma that causes her to act out and be rebellious. I think that's something we can all relate to, feeling that restraint and needing a place to act out, needing a place to let go of your rage, or let go of your need for violence. For Camille, it's being self-destructive, it's using her skin and cutting words into her skin. I guess that's what acting's about, it's finding ways to relate to a character and empathize with them. Eliza Scanlen as Emma in Sharp Objects, HBO. Even though this is her big launching pad into Hollywood, it sounds like Scanlen's got a good grip on how things work over there, and she was lucky to have people like Adams, Clarkson and more stars to ask for advice from. Her biggest takeaway? They all gave the same kind of resounding advice, which is that you have to do what you want to do, and it takes time to figure out what you want, especially at a young age, she shared. and if a project doesn't speak to you, you don't have to do it. Follow your own truth. That was really the advice that they all gave to me.